East High, home of the Black Raiders, where every day is a great day to be a Raider. Hi, I'm Melina Sherman.
And I'm Amy Carlson. We invite you to tune in each week to our EHS broadcast, where we will keep you connected with the highlights of East High School.
Hard to believe, but over one half of the school year is behind us. Students at East recently settled into the dreaded semester tests. While no one likes to take them, most see the necessity of practicing this skill that is so prevalent in colleges where many grades are determined by a midterm, a paper, and a final instead of several daily grades and quizzes. Semester tests are all part of the rigor, relevance, and responsibility threads woven into the East curriculum. While students enjoy their early outs on Monday afternoons, teachers collaborate to put together the essential elements in each segment of the curriculum. It is not uncommon for the same test questions to appear on exams given by different teachers, as all the teachers agree on the key teaching points for each unit.
The tests are not too threatening, but as much as we hate to admit it, they are good practice.
And speaking of preparation for the future, counselors are busy registering students for classes next fall.
It's hard to look that far ahead, but that's exactly what we have to do. Let's check in with Abel Cauldron as he interviews East High counselor Jeff Lucas.
Hi, my name is Abel Cauldron. I'm here with Jeff Lucas that's going to talk us a little bit about registration. He's going to tell us what is the most important aspect of registration.
Probably the most important aspect would be to have the registration sheets in on time. Counselors have deadlines that we have to meet to get those requests into the computer and scheduled. So if students follow their deadline, that's a key. The other thing I would say in terms of their course selection is using the material that we give them, the curriculum guide, a copy of their transcript, to make certain that they can assist us by keeping track of their graduation requirements so that they're on track for graduation and we don't let anything slip through the cracks, so to speak.
All right, the other question that we're mostly concerned is, what can us students do to ensure our graduation?
Probably just the simple things that we talk about when you come in as a freshman, that you're here, that your attendance is good, that when you're in class, you're working hard and putting forth your best effort. The other thing is, counselors will meet periodically with students, especially their junior and senior year, to make certain that they're on track and that they're meeting those graduation requirements. If a student is not, we'll sit down with them and kind of revise their plan, so to speak, to get them back on track.
How do our graduation requirements differ from college?
They differ a little bit. We've upped our graduation requirements for next year's freshmen, sophomores, and juniors to match them a little closer to college college admissions requirements. One of the main ones is foreign language. Many four-year colleges require at least 2 years of a foreign language. We don't have foreign language as a graduation requirement. Another difference is math and science. The level of math and science courses that a student needs to take for a lot of four-year colleges is above what our graduation requirements are. And that's material that we go over with students during that registration time, so they're aware of the difference between the two.
Okay. The other question we are concerned about, what about us students? If what should we do if our future changes, if our plans changes on the way?
We've got time now between now and the end of the year, and we tell juniors, seniors to be, and all the students that if they have a change in a schedule based on maybe where they're thinking of going to college or what a career of interest might be, that they schedule time with us later in the year to meet individually. We can talk in a little more detail about that and make the adjustments necessary if it would be a change in college that they would need to have another year of a math or a foreign language, just to kind of be on top of that as the months go by and make the adjustments that are necessary.
Thank you.
Students who registered last year for Accelerated English 10 are finding themselves immersed in Mark Twain's Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Some critics believe the book should be banned, while others contend that it is the greatest American novel ever written and the basis of all to follow. We snuck a peek into a mini book talk by some of the students.
Pain or pleasure? When you think about reading the book Huckleberry Finn, do you think more pain or do you think more pleasure?
Personally, it's more pleasurable. It wasn't like the worst thing I've ever read.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it was kind of pleasurable. It was a really good book, but it was painful because of reading so much sometimes.
And some of the vocabulary in it, like there was a lot of different types of, like, not our typical great grammar that we have.
Is the dialect a problem for you, or did you slide through Jim's dialect?
It was kind of hard. Like, I had to reread it like 2 times.
Yeah.
And then I finally understand it, because it's not that different, but you just have to go.
It's just some of the words like didn't make sense.
Okay. If somebody came up to you and said you should not be reading Huck Finn, some people believe that it's a racist book, what would be your answer to that question or that comment?
I just think that's like the way things were back then, and it wasn't like a racist way of saying it. It's just like a way of life.
He was more or less pointing out how it really was, as opposed to like, oh, well, I can make fun of people because they're black. It wasn't that. He was actually doing exactly what they would have done at that point in time.
You also have to take into consideration that Mark Twain was a activist against slavery, so it's not like he was racist himself.
So he was an abolitionist and...
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else on that one? And if you were to recommend this book to those people taking this class next year, what would be your comment to them?
Don't wait till the last minute.
Read the assignments when it's time to read these.
Okay.
Pop quiz.
It's a good book. It's never too boring. Lots of adventures. It keeps moving the whole time.
As much as Mrs. Moland would like everyone to be entertained by her assigned novels, there's no way Huck Finn can compete with the annual Mr. East High contest that went on Monday night in the auditorium. This parody of the Miss America contest is a great fundraiser for the Student Council.
16 contestants ranging from Mr. 80s, Mr. Mime, and Mr. Harry Potter, and many others, competed in a swimsuit competition, a talent show, and a formal wear competition. Let's look at a little bit of the highlights.
Josh likes himself. He likes knowing everything. Talking. Being a...
His favorite movie is Easy Rider. His movie, To the Love You Make. That's deep. That's deep.
Board. Matt enjoys a good game of Chinese checkers.
How are you today? You're such a good kid.
Feels like this. Sometimes it really sucks to be cross country. It's slightly masochistic and borderline insane. Mr. Gall sits on the floor, his legs straight out, crossed over each other. Without a woman by his side, and so I will wait until that moment you decide. Tell me I'm your man and you're my girl, that I'm the sea and you're the pearl. It takes two, baby, it takes two. A king ain't a king without the power. Today I'll be playing a song for you called Okay. We're going to start again.
You know, I'm getting just about tired of you kids. What is the point of this? Why are you all screwing around right now? What? It's boring. What's boring? Whitaker. He did not even just say that. I did not hear that. Are you want some other music? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I like it. Yeah.
I'm bringing sexy back. You other choir directors don't know how to act. Woo! I'm bringing sexy back. You other choir directors don't know how to act. Who let the dogs out? Who dicks?
The title of Mr. Congeniality went up to Scott Evans. The second runner-up was Bobby Wickstrom, and the first runner-up was Colin O'Connor. Senior Matt Walker earned the title of Mr. East High 2008. We have an interview with him right now.
We're here today with the reigning Mr. East High, Matt Walker, and we'll find out a little bit about what went on Monday night. Matt, what was the most fun as far as being involved with Mr. East High?
Oh goodness, the most fun was probably actually watching other people's skits because they did other really funny things and it was interesting to see what all they came up with, and there were some really hilarious acts this year, so I was excited about that.
How did you get your inspiration to be Mr. Heath Weber for your parody of Mr. Weber?
You know, I have to say, Christina Zerpel is in my PE class, or was in my PE class last semester, and she told me I should be Mr. Weber, and so I decided, that's how I decided I was going to do it, and she also told me I had to give her a shout out at Mr. East High, and I forgot, so I guess, hey Christina.
And as far as all those beautiful women you men seem to be surrounded by during the Mr. East High contest, is it hard to stay focused on your goal of becoming Mr. East High when you're surrounded by lovely ladies in prom dresses?
I was so nervous towards the moment, every question that they were asking us or everything that I was like focused on doing, that I didn't really notice all the other people around me. There's a few times I just like kind of ran into people because I was so like focused on getting something done and trying to be funny about it. So it was kind of hard to pay attention to everybody else's stuff.
And how many qualifiers had to answer the question at the end? 3?
Yeah, there was 3 finalists, I guess.
Finalists, and what was the question you needed to come up with an improvisational answer for?
They asked me what would be, if I had 12 hours to do anything I wanted to, just to have fun, what would be my favorite 12-hour day? And it was really kind of a hard question to answer, obviously, because it's improv, and just because I had to try to think of Mr. Weber's real life rather than what I see him here at school. So that was kind of a hard question to answer, actually, so hopefully it went over pretty well.
And if you could give any advice to the kids who are going to compete next year, what would you tell them to do in the contest next year?
Probably just be original, be as creative as possible, and try to keep the jokes lighthearted. I know there are a lot of things that are funny to high school students, but they're probably not as funny to adults, and of course all of the judges are adults. So I guess if you want to make the whole crowd happy, then just try to keep them lighthearted jokes.
All right, well, enjoy your reign as Mr. East High. I'm sure you have all kinds of perks. Do you get a parking spot or anything cool like that?
I wish I had a parking spot. I did get a throne in Mr. Stevie's room, though. That was kind of cool. He made a throne out of duct tape and rulers for me, so that was nice of him.
All right, it sounds like you have a good year ahead of you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That wraps up another installment of East High Highlights.
Join us each week as we bring you the updates on life at East High School.